Okay, here's the start of video number 2. I have my jars sanitizing in some, it was simmering, but I've turned it off. I have the lids and rims sanitizing in the back in some warm water, not boiling. And my jelly here, just been boiling, is a mess on the side of the jar. But I ran it through a little bit of a immersion blender for a more consistent texture. I don't know if I liked the skins from the cherry tomatoes. So I did run it through an immersion blender just to kind of churn up those skins a little bit. I also added a little more salt. I use kosher salt instead of iodized, and I think it's less salty, if that makes sense. So I added a little salt, and I added some red pepper flakes, a little more. I wanted just a little more heat. Over here, I have some extra canning jars because I'm not really sure how much I'm making here. This is the first time I've made this recipe. I purchased this utensil set from Ball, and it indeed comes with this, which you sit in your jar, a ladle, and it sits in the jar, and then you fill your jar with how much. These grippers, which will pick up hot jars so I don't burn myself. This device, which on one end, to get the air out, this end measures your headspace. And I think I'm going with, measures your headspace. And I think I'm going with like a 1/2 inch, I believe. And if you could see, you cannot see, but it says on here, and this is the 1/2 inch. There we go. And that will tell me, if I put this here, the top of the food should be at the top of the jar. I think. We'll see. And this is a magnet. It doesn't want to focus. There we go. And it goes into the pan and it pulls out the lids, and I set them so I don't have to actually touch anything. And my ladle, which I've washed because I used it a little earlier, and tongs with the rubber tip, and that's to get the jars out. Okay, I shall return. Okay, now what I have done in here is I put a couple dishcloths down in there so that the jars don't sit on the bottom. Had to turn that off. And then I filled my jars. Now this one is just a little bit, so we'll probably just put that in the fridge. But I got 4 jars. It looks like I've got the right amount of headspace. Let's see where we're at. We're at about a 1/2 inch. Sorry, I keep doing that. Yeah, we're at about a 1/2 inch of headspace on all of them. And I went ahead and wiped everybody down. Now what you'll do, and I don't know if I can do this one-handed. I'll do one, and then I'm going to come back because I need the second hand to do that. And you missed it. Here, I'll do it. So this goes on like this. Do the top. Finger tighten, and then these are going to go in the bath, and we'll be back when they're done. Okay, I've got them in the water bath, simmering away, bringing it up to a boil. The recipe that I read, or the directions, said 20 minutes, so I'm working on that right now. And then I will take them out. I've cleaned up everything. Put them right there, and they'll sit for 24 hours. That jar will end up in the refrigerator, and we'll eat that. I might take it to work on Monday and share it with my coworkers. I'll be back. Okay. The timer went off. I've turned the heat off the stove. It's been 20 minutes. I'm supposed to sit them over here on a towel for apparently 24 hours to allow things to happen. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. Oh, did you hear that? One popped. We have popping. I have no idea which one it was, but one of them has popped, and that is a good thing. It means it's sealed. Okay. There went another one. Let's see if we can hear a third. Okay, maybe not. But there is my canned tomato basil jam. And the half one I put in the refrigerator. That'll last about 2 weeks. These will last up to 2 years. I need to get some labeling. And that was it. I did it. Woohoo! All right, come back again.